Hello, this is Cameron doing a real brief video. First, I'm going to do a proof video about one of our trade lines posting. Always trying to show our trade lines that are posting on a regular basis. Then I'm going to go over some tips on getting primaries for your CPN. Primaries are very important in getting a credit card or getting any kind of funding or loan on a CPN, and they're very hard to get. A lot of people promise them, but they don't come through. I myself have lost money on individuals promising primaries, so I've kind of gone the route of getting my own primaries in the form of applying for CPN-friendly type companies that will take CPNs that are blank or maybe one trade line, and that will give you a primary or two. And that combined with the AU or a couple of AUs really strengthens your file, gives you the best chances of getting approved for some form of credit. This is one of our trade lines I posted recently. We created the CPN on April 5th. As I said, all of our CPNs are primaries, SafeScan, and LexisNexis Safe. What that means is LexisNexis is a repository that tracks all numbers, making sure they're showing who they're assigned to. And LexisNexis will show you if it's been assigned to 2 or 3 different people. So right away, you will know if it's a fake number. If it cannot go through LexisNexis, then you know right away it's either been previously assigned, meaning a social security number, or it's been it could be a dead person. You always want to make sure when you do your CPNs that they're SafeScan, LexisNexis safe, and all of our numbers they're all safe and never assigned to anybody. It's very important. Just as an aside, a lot of times people tell you, well, CPNs are fraud and you can get arrested. They might tell me, well, I know somebody got arrested for CPNs. Well, when I ask further questions about why they got arrested, they either were using the CPN fraudulently, meaning the number was assigned to somebody else. Then you go to apply for something, and it's actually a social security number, then you can't get arrested for fraud. You always want to make sure the CPN has not been assigned to anybody. It's a fresh new number. It's not belong to a dead person, a young person, an old person. Because the chances are you may get caught for fraud. So just an aside there, when it comes to CPN, just make sure it's a new one and a fresh one. So here's the file here. We put one trade line on this profile. Let's see, click here. You saw the score jump to 740, and it doesn't take a lot. A lot of people think you need a strong trade line. When it comes to a blank CPN, one trade line shoots that score up to 700. As long as like over a year old, maybe year and a half, it will really do a dramatic increase as you see on the score. This particular one was only 1.8 years old, 1 year, 8 months. Credit limit was 5,500. Perfect pay history, which is important. Zero balance, again, important. Authorized user. So it doesn't take a lot. This is what you call a starter trade line. Less than 2 years, $5,000. So I've seen some with maybe 10, 11 months still jump up a score dramatically on the CPN. So the more blank the score, the more the dramatic increase in this. The more blank or empty the profile, the more dramatic increase or larger increase in the profile. In this case, it went from 0 to 740. And that applies for social security numbers as well. You know, we do add trade lines to social security numbers. That's a big part of our business. A lot of our clients have real socials, and they use our trade lines to boost their score. So the same rule of thumb applies to socials. The more empty your social, the more dramatic the increase in score will be. If you have a social security number or social security number profile that got a lot of derogatories on it, then you won't see a big increase in score once you add a trade line. But of course, if it's empty and there's nothing on it and you add that trade line, the same effect will occur on the social security number as well as the CPN right here. So that is it about the trade line here. So again, all of our trade lines post on a regular basis. We have expedited service, meaning 10 to 14 days. The usual time is about 3 to 3.5 weeks for posting. We have old ones as old as 20, 30 years. A few tips on building CPNs. Always tell people if you can wait 30 days before applying for credit. The more your number sits, the stronger it gets. For cards like Horizon, Ox Publishing, um, Crown Jewelers, those you can apply right away because there's no inquiry, there's no credit needed. You can apply for those type of online accounts, right away. Get your account built up. Let it sit. You also want to apply for reward cards. I'll give you a few companies that are CPN friendly and give you a nice primary. The first is Tempo is one. Tempo is a good company. It's a leasing company, and they're CPN friendly. You can try that company. The other is mgd.com. They're pretty good. Let's see here. MG. Oh, it was MDG. MDG. There we go. They're pretty good, pretty CPN friendly. Those are two that you can use. These two, you want to have at least one trade line. Always helps to have at least one trade line on your profile to help you get approved. These two work very well with one trade line that's scored above 700. You also might want to try Credit One. Credit One's pretty good. They're CPN friendly. That's a primary. So the more you have, the more you stack on these CPNs, the stronger your profile gets. Again, you want a combination of AU, which is authorized user trade lines, and primaries. Even if they're just small primaries, they're still going to help your profile. For example, some people say Horizon, which is a $500 trade line, is small, and they don't want a small trade line because we'll hinder them in getting larger credit. We can't get larger credit if you don't have a primary. So even though it is a small trade line, it still will build that profile a little bit, and it will help. I will put a link below for the Horizon card, which is good, and also for the other ones I've mentioned. If you have any questions, call me. We'll give you a free consultation. My number is 202-213-2218, and we're still doing the credit sweeps. Have your credit cleaned up in 60 days. Very reasonable cost. We also have credit inquiry removal in about 2.5 weeks. And that's about it. Give me a call for any questions. My name's Cameron.